Pamanambus lived in a little house with his mammy, and then way, way over on the other side of the woods lived Pamanambus's grandmammy in another little house. And to get from Pamanambus's house to his grandmammy's house, you have to go through that long path through the woods. You know that path that goes out through the woods? And then by the pond over there, way on the other side of the woods, and right next to grandmammy's house. Well, now, Pamanambus liked to go through the path in the woods and go over to his grandmammy's house. And every once in a while, his mammy would send him over to his grandmammy's house to get something. Well, this one morning, Pamanambus's mammy got him up real early in the morning, and she said to him, "Pamanambus, now I want you to listen to me. Your grandmammy, she made some nice fresh butter, some nice fresh country butter, and I want you to go over there and you get some of that butter from your grandmammy, and you bring it right straight home to me. Now you listen careful, Pamanambus. You hear what I say?" And Pamanambus, he looked up and he said, "Yes, mammy." So Pamanambus went off through the path in the woods. You know that path in the woods there? And right on out by the pond. Well, he played a little bit on the way, you know, like boys like to play out in the woods. And then he went by the pond and clear over to his grandmammy's house, way, way over on the other side of the woods. And then he went into his grandmammy's house, and his grandmammy, she gave him some of that nice, fresh butter. And Pamanambus, he'd take that butter, he'd go outside his grandmammy's house, and what you suppose he'd do with that butter? Well, now, he want to play in the woods a little bit, and he want to have both his hands to play with. So he took that butter, and he put it on top of his head, and then he pulled his hat down real tight all the way around. And then he started home. And he went by the pond, and he played a little bit in the pond with a stick. You know how boys like to play in the pond. And then he went along the path, and he played there a little while. And it was kind of warm that day, and pretty soon that butter started getting soft. And pretty soon it started getting softer and softer. Old Pamanambus, he just kept right on playing along the path in the woods. And that butter just got so soft that it just melted right down, and it started dripping out from under that hat, and it ran down behind his ears and down his nose and just started dripping all over his face. And he went on home. Finally, he come in the backyard, and his mammy, she come out the back door, and she looked at him, and she said, "Pamanambus, what you all got there?" And Pamanambus, he said, "I got the butter, mammy." And she looked at him, and she said, "Pamanambus, you ain't got this sense you was born with. Now, I tell you, that's no way to bring butter home. Let me tell you how you supposed to bring butter home from your grandmammy's house. Now, when I send you over there for butter, you listen careful. This is what you do. You take that butter, and you wrap it up in leaves, and take it down to the pond, and dip it in the pond until it's real cool, and then you run right straight home fast as you can run. Now, you hear me, Pamanambus?" And Pamanambus, he looked up, and he said, "Yes, mammy." Well, poor Pamanambus, he was sad, so he went to bed. And the next morning, his mammy waked him up real early, and she said to him, "Pamanambus, Pamanambus, hurry up. Your grandmammy, she got something for you. You go on over there at your grandmammy's house, and she got a nice, new, pretty puppy dog for you." So Pamanambus, he run through the path in the woods as fast as he could run, and he went out by the pond. You know that pond by the path in the woods? He went out by that pond and clear over to the other side of the woods to his grandmammy's house, and his grandmammy, she give him that pretty new puppy, just the nicest puppy you ever did see. And Pamanambus, he was real happy, and he went outside his grandmammy's house, and he started through the path in the woods, and he went by the pond, and just he went by that pond, he stopped, and he say to himself, "Now, what was that my mammy told me to do? I wrapped it up in leaves and dip it in the pond till it's all cool, and then I run home as fast as I can run." So what you suppose Pamanambus do with that puppy? Why, he wrapped that puppy up in leaves, and he stuck that puppy in the pond until that puppy was all cold, and then he took the puppy out of the pond, and he run home as fast as he can run. Now, when he got home, he come in the backyard. His mammy, she come out the back door, she look at him, and she say, "Pamanambus, what you all got there?" And Pamanambus, he look up and he say, "I got the puppy, Mammy." And his mammy, she say to him, "Pamanambus, you ain't got the sense you was born with. Why, that ain't no way to carry a puppy home. I tell you, you look at that puppy now. That poor puppy is all dead. You shouldn't put that puppy in the pond. Now, you listen to me, Pamanambus. I'm going to tell you how you bring a puppy home. Now, when your grandmammy, she give you a puppy, you take that puppy outside, and you tie a string around that puppy's neck, and you lead him home through the woods along the path, all the way home with that string." Poor Pamanambus, he look up and he say, "Yes, Mammy." And Pamanambus was so sad, 'cause the little puppy was dead. And so Pamanambus, he went to bed.